Well, good afternoon, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed a productive and interesting day. My name is Andy Mitchell. I'm the Chief Exec of Tideway. I'm also the Chair of the Infrastructure Client Group. I think when we're looking at the whole subject of construction and carbon, it's an important question to ask, I think, is, well, why are we even worrying about this? What's the issue? And I think when you look at the construction industry, we've come an awful long way in this regard. I guess when I started construction, when we talked about the environment, we normally meant badgers and not an awful lot else. And clearly the discussion now is a much more mature and a much more intelligent one. But we've got a long way to go, as I'm sure we've been discussing today. Why is this important? Well, initially, I think people had the view that reducing carbon meant more cost, whereas the truth is the opposite. Low carbon invariably means lower cost as well, and I think that's an important point to understand. When we look at infrastructure, certainly with my infrastructure client group hat on, of course, we talk about the embodied carbon in the construction process, and then, of course, the operational footprint of the infrastructure as well. And of course, we've got to get both of those right. Now, today we're talking about the carbon in construction, and the principle being this is an important thing to get right for the environment and for climate change, but it's also a function of reducing cost as well. So I see that the two as very positive, and what we're trying to do here supports many other ambitions in the industry. So when we talk about the government construction strategy 2025 and the 50% carbon reduction target, when I first heard that, I thought, well, why have we said 50? Why not some other number? But when you think of it, the point is we didn't say 5, we didn't say 10, we said 50, and that means looking at things fundamentally differently, not trying to nibble away at the edges. So I think that's an important thing for us all to bear in mind. It's an ambitious target. Combine that with the fundamental acceptance now that we have that climate change is a real issue, and it's one for all of us to deal with. Alongside low carbon generally means lower cost anyway, and there's no reason not to take this seriously. And the challenge for all of us is to understand what role can we play in this. I think there's a number of things that we've concluded as clients, the role we have to play. The one is that ultimately we do have to specify what we want from the entire supply chain, and we've got to understand that's our responsibility, and almost, if you like, it starts with us. We also understand that we need to be consistent in what we say. It just cannot be helpful if each client is asking for broadly something similar but in different ways, looking for a different response. That's not an easy thing for the market to respond to, and we understand that. And we're looking at many aspects of what we do as infrastructure providers and trying to understand where that consistency can come from. So we understand that we've got to take it seriously, we've got to be consistent, but we've also got to be persistent. This isn't something we're going to fix overnight. We talk about the 50%. Should it have been 50? Should it have been 60? Who knows? There's never going to be an end to this challenge, if you like. So for me, it's about all of us understanding what role we can play. The scale of change that we're after means we've got to think radically differently. We've got to look to innovation in every aspect of what we do. And of course, that applies to everybody in the supply chain. All of us have a role in achieving the reductions that we're after. That's what I think we're here for. That's what I hope today has been helpful in. Thank you to Volvo for driving this challenge. And for us, I think it's now the opportunity we have is to go away and think long and hard about what role we can play, how we can work with other people to achieve a better result than just what we can do in our particular sphere, and we might stand a chance of getting where we need to get to. So I wish you luck in that. It's an important subject, I think we all get that, and it's one that we've just got to achieve.